History says Europe civilized Africa. But what if I told you that during one of Europe's darkest moments, it was Africa that saved Europe from starvation? Not once, but several times. This is the hidden story of when Africans saved Europeans from famine. It was the mid-1800s. The Great Irish Famine had begun. Over 1 million people died. Another million fled. Crops failed. Fields were empty. Europe was starving. But something unexpected happened. Ships began arriving, from Africa. In West Africa, specifically what is now Ghana, the Akan people and local leaders were exporting yams, palm oil, and grains, to help feed starving populations in Ireland and England. One British trader in 1847 wrote, "Without West Africa's palm oil and dried foodstuffs, our ships would return home empty and our people hungry." Let that sink in. Africa was exporting life-saving food to Europe while under colonial pressure. This wasn't the only time. In World War I, when Europe faced mass food shortages, millions of tons of African-grown rice, groundnuts, and cassava were shipped to feed French and British civilians and soldiers. African farmers were taxed, drafted, and even forced to grow specific crops to meet Europe's demand. During World War II, the same story unfolded. North African wheat, Ethiopian teff, and Nigerian palm oil helped keep the Allied forces, and their home countries, from collapse. In fact, the Royal West African Frontier Force not only fought, they fed the empire. But here's what they never told you. While Europe was receiving life-saving food from Africa, many African regions were being starved, their own people facing rationing, overwork, and land seizures. Africans were saving the empire, while going hungry. So the next time someone says, Africa owes Europe, remember the famine ships, the forced farms, the food that crossed oceans to feed people who saw Africans as inferior. The truth? Africa didn't just survive colonialism, it kept the empire alive. History has a short memory. But now, you know, Africa didn't just get saved, it saved the world. And it's time the world remembered. Subscribe for more forgotten African history.